Table of contents general. What is this? Running a script. Units, net games and fills, loading collections, persistence triggers, calculate level completion, state cleanup and review. God item, idle init item, created line, activated light switch, monster damaged, monster kamikaze, monster killed, pattern buffer, platform activated, platform switch, player damaged, player killed, player revived, post title, projectile created, projectile detonated, projectile switch, start review, tag switch, terminal enter, terminal exit, using tables, custom fields, indexes, functions, tables, annotations, cameras, effects, endpoints, ephemera, game goals, item starts. Items, level, lights, lines, media, monster starts, monsters, music, platforms, player starts, players, polygons, projectiles, scenery, sides, sound, objects, text, terminals, types, and mnemonics. Example icon general. What is this? This is a reference for writing Lua scripts to work in Aleph 1. It lists every trigger and table available to Lua scripts. It is expected that Lua functionality will grow in Aleph 1, and as it does, so will this document. Not everything here is completely documented, and any help fixing that would be appreciated. This is not a reference for Lua itself. See lua.org for that. Running a script. There are 3 ways to get a script to run. By embedding it in a level, by selecting a solo script in the environment preferences, or by selecting a script at the Gather Network game dialog. To embed a script in a level, use a tool such as AutoCAD. Use embedded Lua scripts only for map-specific features, not for modifying game types. For instance, it may be tempting to embed the latest version of the Lua CTF script in a map designed only for playing CTF. However, this would prevent the user from using a later version of CTF if it were to come out, or from using another net script that works on CTF maps. Some older scenarios use Lua scripts in text resources, but this is no longer recommended since they are not transmitted in net games. To use a solo script, check the Use Solo Script box in Environment Preferences, and choose the script file to use. To use the script via the network game dialog, put the script in a text file with the extension .lua. Then, at the Gather Network game dialog, select Use Script, then select your script file. Units. The unit for distance we use is world units. WU. These are the same values you'd see in Forge or with F10 location display, and 1024 of what A1 uses internally and what you'd see in Forge. Units for speed are, well, let's say they're messy. Lua speeds are expressed in world units per tick. A tick is 1/30 of a second. Forge claims to use WU per sec, but it actually uses 0.8789065 WU per sec, which equals 30 internal units per tick. The following example illustrates the various conversions. Actual 7.5 world units per second A1 internal, 256 units per tick, 7.5 asterisk 1024, 30 Lua, 0.25 WU per tick, 7.5, 30 Forge. 8.53 WU per second, 7.5 asterisk 1024, 30 net games and films. All of one net games distribute to random player inputs, which are applied to each distributed game world or to the game world in the film being played back. There is a separate copy of the Lua script running on each player's machine. This means that in order to prevent net games from going out of sync, or films from playing back incorrectly, each of the separately running Lua scripts needs to manipulate the world the exact same way. For example, if one player's Lua script creates a monster, that monster's actions in the game are controlled by the random seed established at the beginning of the game. So, the other player's scripts must create the same monster the same way, or the net game will go out of sync. Usually this is not a problem, as long as scripters avoid functions marked with the local player tag and the two local random functions, which will return different results on different machines. The global random and random functions will return the same number on different machines, as long as they are called the same number of times, so they are safe to use for net games. These rules apply to film playback as well. Films will only play back if scripts behave exactly the same way as when the film was recorded. A few accessors, such as ephemera and fog, were designed to be used on a local player basis without breaking films or net. For instance, it would be safe to programmatically disable fog when a player zooms in by checking players.local_player.zoom_active because the mere presence of fog will not cause a net game or film to go out of sync. Likewise, ephemera could be created based on the ephemera.quality setting, which will vary from machine to machine. A script that only uses ephemera could be turned on and off and film playback will be unaffected. When using local safe accessors like ephemera and fog, it is important to use the matching random local function, because it will not affect the progression of the ordinary random functions. If this is confusing to you, it would be safest simply to avoid using anything marked with the local player tag, as well as the two local random functions and ephemera. Loading collections. A Lua script can ask for the engine to load collections it might otherwise not load. For instance, in order to be able to spawn defenders and compilers on a map that might not have them otherwise, add the indices for those collections to the global table collections used. Collections used equals 10, 16. Persistence Lua scripts are only active during a single level. If the user jumps to a new level, or restores from a saved game, the script is restarted in a clean state. It is now possible to pass data across level jumps by using the game.restore_past function. This function will restore any custom fields. See the Custom Fields section of Using Tables below in the players or game tables that were set immediately prior to the last level jump. Note that in order for data to survive multiple level jumps, game.restore_past must be called after each level jump. Game.restore_past will not restore data from saved games. It is also possible to restore data from saved games. The game.restore_saved function will restore all custom fields in use at the time the game was saved. Only numbers, strings, booleans, and tables, including Aleph one's built-in user data tables, could be restored. Triggers. These are function scripts to define which Aleph one will call at specific times or events. For example, to regenerate health, triggers equals function triggers.idle for p in players. Do if p.life less than 150 and not p.dead, then p.life equals p.life plus 1 and end. Calling triggers equals at the beginning of the script removes the compatibility triggers installed for old Lua scripts, speeding up execution of new scripts. Triggers .calculate_level_completion_state 2024071 replaces the classic completion state calculation. Cleanup at end of the level. Primarily this is intended as a last chance for changing net game scores before the post-game Carnage report. .end_review class player side whenever a player stops using a review panel. .god_item type player whenever a player picks up an item. Also whenever a player gets an item when a script calls .items.add .idle at each tick before physics and such. .init restoring game at beginning of level. Restoring game through if restoring from a saved game. .item_created item whenever an item is created and placed on the ground or floating somewhere. Does not trigger on initial item placement because the initial item placement is done before Lua becomes initialized. .light_activated light whenever a light is activated or deactivated. .light_switch light player side whenever a player uses a light switch. Not called when a projectile, e.g., fists, tackles a light switch. Site is only valid in version 2.0.1.1.2.0.1 and newer. .monster_damaged monster aggressor monster damage type damage amount projectile 2.0.1.0.0.1.18 whenever a monster is damaged, but before it dies if applicable. The monster's vitality may be negative when this trigger is called. The monster's vitality will be tested again after this trigger returns, so a script may prevent a monster's death. Aggressor monster. The monster that caused the damage can be nil damage type, e.g. fists, damage amount. The amount recently subtracted from the monster's vitality projectile. The projectile that delivered the damage can be nil. Monster_kamikaze monster 2.0.2.4.0.7.1.2 whenever a monster kamikazes. Monster_killed monster aggressor player projectile whenever a monster dies. Aggressor player. Player who killed it can be nil. Projectile. Projectile that delivered the final blow can be nil, called after a monster has taken lethal damage, but before it's removed from the monster list. You can use this to find out when a monster created with new monster dies, but the monster discovered by polygons.monsters may have already taken lethal damage, so you may need to check for that case when using polygons.monsters. Pattern_buffer side player whenever a player uses a pattern buffer. Platform_activated polygon whenever a platform is activated or deactivated. Platform_switch polygon player side whenever a player uses a platform switch. Polygon of the platform being toggled, not called when a projectile, e.g. fists, toggles the platform switch. Side is only valid in version 2.0.1.1.2.0.1 and newer. Player_damaged victim, aggressor player, aggressor monster, damage type, damage amount, projectile whenever a player has taken damage, but before he dies if applicable. The player's suit energy or oxygen may be negative when this trigger is called. If it still is when the trigger returns, it will be set to 0. The player's suit energy is tested again after this trigger returns, so a script may prevent a player's death. Aggressor player. Player who got the kill can be nil. Aggressor monster. Monster that got the kill can be nil. Damage type, e.g. fists. Damage amount. The amount recently subtracted from the player. If oxygen drain, damage amount was assessed against player's oxygen, otherwise against player's suit energy projectile. The projectile that delivered the damage can be nil. Player_killed player, aggressor player, action, projectile whenever a player dies. Aggressor player. The player who killed player, possibly himself, suicide, can be nil. Action, dying soft, dying hard, or dying flaming projectile. The projectile that delivered the final blow can be nil. Player_revived player whenever a player revives, presumably only happens in an endgame. Post title at each tick, after physics and such, but before rendering. Projectile_created, projectile 201500619 whenever a projectile is created. Projectile_detonated, type, owner, polygon, X, Y, Z, T202104008 whenever a projectile detonates, after it has done any area of effect damage. T could be a side, polygon floor, polygon ceiling, monster, scenery, polygon, C, polygon:check_collision, for info on how to decode. It can also be nil, in the rare case a projectile detonates without hitting something. Dot projectile underscore switch. Projectile side 20111201 whenever a projectile toggles the switch. Projectile that toggled the switch side. Side containing switch being toggled. Dot start underscore refuel class. Player side whenever a player starts to use the refuel panel. Dot tag underscore switch tag player side whenever a player uses the tag switch. Not called when a projectile, e.g. fists, toggles the tag switch. Site is only valid in version 20111201 and newer. Terminal underscore enter, terminal, player, whenever a player starts using a terminal. Terminal underscore exit, terminal, player, whenever a player stops using a terminal. Using tables, there are numerous tables, technically. User data defined in Aleph 1 which scripts can use to access objects in the game. A complete list is below. Unless otherwise specified, these tables are only valid inside the trigger calls listed above. Attempting to use them in the main body of a script may cause an error in this version or a future version of Aleph 1. Custom fields in a Lua table. You can set any field you want. In order to help troubleshooting, Aleph 1's user data tables will only accept the fields listed in the documentation below. However, by prepending an underscore, custom fields can be indexed. These custom fields will be associated with the object until it is destroyed. Players 0. Underscore favorite underscore flavor equals chocolate. Index each table as a read-only index variable that corresponds to the engine's internal index. Equals players 0. Index 0 is functions. Aleph 1 installs a set of Boolean functions that can be used to recognize each of the user data table types. For example, is monsters 1 returns true. Each of these functions begins with the is prefix. Tables annotations number of map annotations. Annotations iterates through all annotations. Annotations.new polygon text x y returns a new annotation. Annotations index.polygon this annotation is associated with can be nil. An annotation is only shown when its polygon is visible on the overhead map. Text annotation text 64 characters max. X. Y cameras number of cameras. Cameras iterates through all cameras. Cameras.new returns a new uninitialized camera. Make sure to add path points and angles before activating the camera. Cameras index : activate player, activate camera for player. Clear deletes all path points and angles. Deactivate deactivates camera. Path underscore angles new yaw pitch time adds a path angle. Dot path underscore points colon new x, y, z, polygon, time adds a path point. If x number, if x maximum number of if x. If x iterates through all valid if x. If x dot new x, y, height, polygon, type 20111201 returns a new effect. If x index colon delete 20111201 removes effect from map. Dot facing 20111201 direction effect is facing. Colon play underscore sound 20111201 play sound coming from this effect. Dot polygon read only 20111201 polygon the effect is in. Colon position x, y, z, polygon 20111201 sets position of effect. Dot type read only 20111201 type of effect. Dot x read only 20111201 dot y read only 20111201 dot z read only 20111201 endpoints number of endpoints in level. Endpoints iterates through all endpoints in the level. Endpoints index.x read-only.y read-only ephemera 20210408 ephemera are a render-only version of effects. They were designed to be a lightweight way to add effects such as precipitation or decals. They do not use any global random functionality, and they don't interact at all with other objects in the world, so they are safe to turn on and off without affecting netgame sync and film playback. See netgames and films. Ephemera are not saved or restored in saved games, so it is up to the Lua script to serialize them and persist them if desired, and to recreate them upon resume. Likewise, ephemera custom fields are not saved restored using level.restored_saved. All ephemera functions are local player, number ephemera, maximum number of ephemera. Ephemera iterates through all valid ephemera. Ephemera.new x, y, z, polygon, collection, sequence, facing returns a new ephemera. Ephemera.quality read-only users ephemera quality setting. It is up to the script's discretion how many ephemera to create, maintain, based on this quality setting. If set to off, ephemera are not rendered regardless of how many the script creates. Ephemera index.clut_index color table of this ephemera. Collection shape collection of this ephemera. End_when_animation_loops if set. Ephemera is removed once animation finishes. Delete removes ephemera from the level. Enlarged ephemera is rendered 25% bigger. Facing direction the ephemera is facing. Position x, y, z, polygon sets position of ephemera. Polygon read-only. Polygon this FMR is in. Rendered read-only. Whether this FMR was recently rendered. You can use this to skip update to FMR that aren't currently visible. Shape underscore index. Shape index of FMR. And we'll call this sequence. Tiny FMR is rendered 50% size. Valid read-only. Whether FMR is still valid. X read-only. Y read-only. Z read-only. Game auto save 20250302 saves the game without prompting the user, if possible. Solo only. Det underscore players underscore drop underscore items 201506119 whether dead players drop items. Deserialize S 20200830 deserializes S and returns the original Lua value. Cgame.serialize. Difficulty read-only. The difficulty level. Global underscore random N returns a random number between 0 and N1 from Aleph 1's original random number generator. Kill underscore limit read-only. The game kill limit, or 0 if there is none. Monsters underscore replenish 201112001 whether monsters spawn or not. In a net game, this corresponds to the aliens checkbox. This can suppress initial monster placement, if set to false directly when the script is loaded. Proper underscore item underscore account A 201001118 when true. The current item counts on the map are updated properly when Lua deletes map items and changes player inventories. This defaults to false to preserve film playback with older scripts. New scripts that manipulate items should always set this to true. Non-local underscore overlays 202000830 when false. Only the local player's overlays are used, and only prints to the local player will be displayed. When true, the overlays and prints of whatever player is currently being viewed will apply. This defaults to false for compatibility with scripts that depend on the old behavior. Time underscore remaining read-only number of ticks until the game ends, or nil if there is no time limit. Scoring underscore mode, the current scoring mode, if the game type is custom. Override only. Use this variable to override the game's default scoring behavior. If set to false, the game will not end due to a score limit. If set to true, the game ends immediately. If left unset or if set to nil, the game will end if a score limit is reached. Note that you cannot prevent the game from ending due to a time limit. Local underscore random N returns a random number between 0 and N1 from Aleph 1's original random number generator. Use only for local player effects. See net games and films. Random N returns a random number between 0 and N1 using a good random number generator. Dot random underscore local n 202104008 returns a random number between 0 and n1 using a good random number generator. Use only for local player effects. See net games and films. Replay read-only 202211126 is the script being run during a film replay. Use sparingly. Altering the world differently during a replay than during live playback will cause the replay go out of sync. Restore underscore past 200900909 tries to restore any player or game custom fields from before the last level jump. Returns true if custom fields were successfully restored. If successful, overwrites all existing player or game custom fields. Restore underscore saved 200900909 tries to restore any custom fields from the saved game. Returns true if custom fields were successfully restored. If successful, overwrites all existing custom fields. Save saves the game as if the user had activated a pattern buffer. Solo only. Serialize me 202000830 serializes me into a binary string. Only numbers, strings, booleans, and tables, including Aleph one's built-in user data tables, could be serialized. Ticks read-only ticks since game started. Type read-only whether the game is the NEFX, COF, etc. Version read-only the date version of the local player's engine. For example, 200711103. Goals number of saved map objects of all types. Goals iterates through all goals. Goals index.facing read-only 2011120 direction goal is facing. Polygon read-only 2011120 polygon the goal is in. ID read-only 2011120 ID number of goal. X read-only 2011120 Y read-only 2011120 Z read-only 2011120 from floor or ceiling. Item starts number of map objects in the level. Item starts iterates through all item starting locations in the level. Item starts index.facing read-only 2011120 direction item is initially facing. From underscore ceiling read-only 2011120 whether item location Z is from ceiling. Invisible read-only 2011120 whether item will teleport in. Polygon read-only 2011120 item starting location polygon. Type read-only 2011120 type of item. X read-only 2011120 Y read-only 2011120 Z read-only 2011120 from floor or ceiling. Items number, items maximum number of map objects. Items, iterates through all valid items. Items.new x, y, height, polygon, type, returns a new item. Items, index : delete, removes item from map. Facing direction, item is facing. Play _ sound, play sound coming from this item. Polygon, read only, polygon the item is in. Position x, y, z, polygon, 200909009 sets position of item. Teleport _ in, 2024071 teleports item in. Can fail silently if there are not enough effect slots. Teleport _ out, 2024071 teleports item out. Can fail silently if there are not enough effect slots. Type, read only, type of item. Visible, 2024071 read only, y, read only, z, read only, level, calculate completion state. 200811213 returns whether level is finished, unfinished, or failed. Does not call the trigger, so it could be used in the trigger. Completed, read only, 2011120 check this in triggers. Cleanup, to determine whether the player has teleported out. Extermination, read only, 200811213 whether level has extermination flag set. Exploration, read only, 200811213 whether level has exploration flag set. Fog, underwater _ fog active present whether fog is present. Effects _ landscapes whether fog affects landscapes. Color values range from 0.0 to 1.0. B blue. G green. R red. Fog depth in WU. Landscape _ mix, 202311125 amount of fog to mix into landscape. Values range from 0.0 to 1.0. Mode 202311125 linear, exp, or exp2. Start 202311125 fog start in WU. Only applies to linear fog. Low _ gravity, read only whether level is low gravity. Magnetic, read only whether level is magnetic. Name, read only level name. Index, read only, 2015019 level index in the map file, starting from 0. Map _ checksum, read only, 2015019 checksum of map file. Rebellion, read only whether level is rebellion. Repair, read only, 200811213 whether level has repair flag set. Rescue read only 20081213 weather level has rescue flag set. Retrieval read only 20081213 weather level has retrieval flag set. Stash key 20200830 reads writes values to a stash shared between all running Lua scripts. Keys values must be strings. Vacuum read only weather level is vacuum. Lights number of lights in level. Lights iterates through all lights in the level. Lights.new light preset returns a new light. Lights index.active whether light is active. Tag 20100118 tag of light. Initial underscore phase 20100118 phase the light starts with. Initially underscore active 20100118 whether the light was initially active. Intensity read only 20100118 current intensity for this light range 01. States light type. Delta underscore intensity 20100118 random intensity change for this state. Delta underscore period 20100118 random period change for this state. Intensity 20100118 intensity for this state. Line underscore function 20100118 light function for this state. Period 20100118 period for this state. Lines number of lines in level. Lines iterates through all lines in the level. Lines index clockwise underscore polygon read only. CW underscore polygon read only. Polygon on clockwise side of line. Clockwise underscore side read only. CW underscore side read only. Clockwise side of line. Counterclockwise underscore polygon read only. CCW underscore polygon read only. Polygon on counterclockwise side of line. Counterclockwise underscore side read only. CCW underscore side read only. Counterclockwise side of line. Decorative 20210408 projectiles always pass the transparent sides of decorative lines. Endpoints N returns line endpoint. As underscore transparent underscore side read only 20080707 whether one of the line sides has a transparent texture. Highest underscore adjacent underscore floor read only 20080707 height of higher adjacent polygon floor. Length read only the length of this line. This might not be accurate if someone used Chisel's stretch plugin. Lowest underscore adjacent underscore ceiling read only 20080707 height of lower adjacent polygon ceiling. Solid read only 20080707 whether line is solid. Dot visible underscore on auto map 201506119 weather line is revealed on local players auto map. Media number of media liquids on the level. Media iterates through all media on the level. Media.new 202104008 returns a new liquid. Media index.direction 201001118 direction of media. .height read only 201001118 item media. .height 201001118 item media. Light 201001118 light that controls this media's tide. Low 201001118 low tide of media. Speed 201001118 speed of media. Type read only type of media. Type 201001118 type of media. Monster starts number of map objects in the level. Monster starts iterates through all monster starting locations in the level. Monster starts index.blind read only 2011120 whether monster is activated by sight. Def read only 2011120 whether monster is activated by sound. Face A read only 2011120 direction monster is initially face A. From underscore Sealy read only 2011120 whether monster location Z is from Sealy. Invisible read only 2011120 whether monster will teleport in when activated. Polygon read only 2011120 monster starting location polygon. Type read only 2011120 type of monster. X read only 2011120 Y read only 2011120 Z read only 2011120 from floor or ceiling. Monsters maximum number of monsters. Monsters iterates through all valid monsters, including player monsters. Monsters.new X, Y, height, polygon, type returns a new monster. Monsters index : accelerate direction, velocity, vertical velocity 200812113 accelerates monster. Action read only current AI action of the monster. Active whether monster has been activated. Attack target instructs monster to attack target. Blind 202104008 monster is blind. Only valid before monster activates. Damage amount. Type damages monster. If no type is specified, fist damage is dealt. Def 202104008 monster is def. Only valid before monster activates. Delete 202104008 deletes monster. External underscore velocity 200909009 monsters current external velocity always in the opposite direction of facing. Facing yaw direction the monster is facing. Life vitality the monster's vitality. Monsters that haven't spawned or teleported and yet don't have vitality. Mode read only current AI mode of the monster. Move underscore by underscore path polygon instructs monster to move to polygon. Monsters get distracted easily en route. Once it gets there, it probably won't choose to stay. Player read only if monster is a player monster, the player, otherwise, nil. Play underscore sound plays sound coming from this monster. Polygon read only polygon this monster is in. Position X, Y, Z, polygon sets position of monster. Teleports underscore out 202104008 monster teleports out when deactivated. Type read only type of monster. Valid read only whether monster is still valid. Vertical underscore velocity 200909009 monster's current vertical external velocity. Visible whether monster is visible, e.g. has teleported in. This has nothing to do with whether monsters are cloaked, like invisible SPHT or not. Only writable before the monster is activated. X read only. Y read only. Z read only. Music maximum number of music channels active simultaneously. Music iterates through all the music channels. Music.new track volume loop 202311125 returns a new music channel. Volume is decimal 0, 1 and is 1 if not specified. Loop is enabled by default. Music.clear clears the level playlist. Music.fade duration fades out the currently playing track and clears the playlist. Music.play track 1, track 2. Appends all of the specified tracks to the end of the playlist. Music.stop stops level music and clears the playlist. Music.valid track 1, track 2. For every track passed, return true if it exists and is playable and false otherwise. Music index play 202311125 plays the music. If the music was stopped, restarts it. Stop 202311125 stops the music. Fade volume duration stop after fade 202311125 fades the music. It will fade in until volume is reached. Volume is decimal 0, 1. Duration unit is seconds and is 1 if not specified. Stop after fade is disabled by default. If set to true, if the volume reaches 0 while fading, the music will automatically stop. Volume 20231125, the volume of the music. Volume is decimal 0, 1. Active read only 20231125 returns true if the music is still playing. Platforms number of platforms on a level. Platforms iterates through all platforms in the level. Platforms index activates underscore adjacent underscore platforms underscore at underscore each underscore level 20210408 platform will activate adjacent platforms at each elevation it comes to, i.e. at floor level and ceiling level. Activates underscore adjacent underscore platforms underscore when underscore activating 20210408 when activating. This platform activates adjacent platforms. Activates underscore adjacent underscore platforms underscore when underscore deactivating 20210408 when deactivating. This platform activates adjacent platforms. Activates underscore light 20210408 activates floor and ceiling light sources while activating. Activates underscore only underscore once 20210408 cannot be activated a second time. Active weather platform is currently active. Cannot underscore be underscore externally underscore deactivated 20210408 when active. Can only be deactivated by itself. Ceiling underscore height current ceiling item platform. Comes underscore from underscore ceiling read only 20210408 platform lowers from ceiling. Comes underscore from underscore floor read only 20210408 platform rises from floor. Contracting direction platform is moving or will move when active. Contracts underscore slower 20210408 will move slower when contracting than when extending. Deactivates underscore adjacent underscore platforms underscore when underscore activating 20210408 when activating. This platform deactivates adjacent platforms. Deactivates underscore adjacent underscore platforms underscore when underscore deactivating 20210408 when deactivating. This platform deactivates adjacent platforms. Deactivates underscore at underscore each underscore level 20210408. This platform will deactivate each time it reaches a discrete level. Deactivates underscore at underscore initial underscore level 20210408. This platform will deactivate upon returning to its initial position. Deactivates underscore light 20210408 deactivates floor and ceiling light sources while deactivating. Delays underscore before underscore activation 20210408 whether or not the platform begins with a maximum delay before moving. Does underscore not underscore activate underscore parent 20210408 does not reactive its parent, the platform which activated it. Door 20100118 platform is a door. Extending direction platform is moving or will move when active. Extends underscore floor underscore to underscore ceiling read only 20210408. There is no empty space when the platform is fully extended. Floor underscore height current floor item platform. Initially underscore active read only 20210408 otherwise inactive. Has underscore been underscore activated 20210408 in case platform can only be activated once. Initially underscore extended read only 20210408 high for floor platforms, low for ceiling platforms, closed for two-way platforms. Lock 20100118 platform is locked. This flag doesn't actually do anything. Maximum underscore ceiling underscore height read only 20220115 greatest height the platform ceiling can never rise. Maximum underscore floor underscore height read only 20220115 greatest height the platform's floor can never rise. Minimum underscore ceiling underscore height read only 20220115 least height the platform ceiling must rise. Minimum underscore floor underscore height read only 20220115 least height the platform's floor must rise. Monster underscore controllable weather platform can be controlled by monsters. Player underscore controllable weather platform can be controlled by players. Polygon read only polygon of this platform. Reverses underscore direction underscore when underscore obstructed 20210408 platform reverses direction when obstructed. Secret 20100118 platform is secret. Secret platforms aren't shown on the overhead map. Speed platform speed. Tag 20221126 tag of platform. Type 20100118 type of this platform. The only thing the engine uses type for is the platform's sound. Uses underscore native underscore polygon underscore heights read only 20210408 uses native polygon heights during automatic min max calculation. Player starts number of map objects in the level. Player starts iterates through all player starting locations in the level. Player starts index.face A read only 20111201 player starting location face A. From underscore ceiling read only 20111201 whether player starting location Z is from ceiling. Polygon read only 20111201 polygon player starting location is in. Team read only 2011120 which team starts at this player starting location. X read only 2011120. Read only 2011120. Z read only 2011120 from floor or ceiling. Players number of players in the game. Players, iterates through all players in the game. Players.print message, prints message to all players' screens. Players.local_player, read only 20200830, the local player. Normally, you shouldn't need this. You'll just make the game go out of sync. Players, index: accelerate, direction, velocity, vertical velocity accelerates player. Action_flags, only valid when red written in idle. Disabled when the player is viewing a terminal. Latched action flags are only through the first tick the key is held down. Action_trigger respawns or activates platforms, doors, control panels. Latched. Docs_trigger 20231125, formerly microphone button, now dedicated to Lua scripts. Cycle_weapons_backward switches to previous weapon. Latched. Cycle_weapons_forward switches to next weapon. Latched. Left_trigger fires primary trigger. Right_trigger fires secondary trigger. Toggle_map toggles the overhead map. Latched. Activate_terminal activates terminal. Color of player, shirt color, if teams are enabled. Compass: all_off, turns all compass quadrants off, disables beacon. all_on, turns all compass quadrants on, disables beacon. Beacon whether to use the beacon. Lua whether Lua is controlling the compass. Any. Northeast whether northeast compass quadrant is active. NW. Northwest whether northwest compass quadrant is active. SC. Southeast whether southeast compass quadrant is active. SW. Southwest whether southwest compass quadrant is active. X. Beacon location. Y. Beacon location. Crosshairs. Active local player whether crosshairs are visible. If you wish to stop the user from toggling the crosshairs, you must set the state every tick. Damage amount. Type: inflicts damage on player. Type: if unspecified. Crush damage is dealt. Dead: read only whether player is dead. Deaths not caused by players. Direction. Your direction player is facing. This is the direction in which this player will run. For their aim, use .head_direction. Disconnected whether player dropped out of the game. Energy. Life amount of suit energy player has 150 is normal red health. Elevation. Pitch angle player is looking up or down. External_velocity. I. X. J. Y. K. Z. Extravision_duration. Extravision time remaining. Feed_below_media. Read only whether player is standing in liquid. Fade_screen. Type fades player's screen. Find_action_key_target. If player is in range of a platform or control panel, returns a platform or side. Otherwise returns nil. You can check the type of the return with this polygon on this side. Find_target. Penetrate media 202201115 returns T, X, Y, Z, polygon, where T is the side, polygon floor, polygon ceiling, monster, scenery, or polygon, if the target is the surface of the liquid, and penetrate media is false, the player is looking at, and X, Y, Z, and polygon are the point the player is looking at. You can check the type of T with this side. Is polygon floor? Is polygon ceiling? Is monster? Is scenery? And is polygon? This function will not work under liquid unless penetrate media is true. As_map_open, read only 202201115 whether player has overhead map open. Head_below_media, read only whether player is completely below liquid. Head_direction 202000830 direction in which player is looking. While glancing, this differs from direction. Hotkey 202104008 press hotkey from 112 or 0 for no hotkey. Only valid when red written in idle. Hotkeys aren't latched and can only be transmitted every 3 ticks. To check for a continuously pressed hotkey, or to implement your own latch, count down from 2 before checking it again. Hotkeys override cycle weapon backward forward. These flags will be false for 3 ticks after a hotkey is pressed. Hotkey_bindings N202104008 local player keys or buttons the player has bound to hotkeys 112. Joystick read only joystick button binding. Key read only key binding. Mouse read only mouse button binding. INFRAVISION_duration infravision time remaining. Internal_velocity. Forward read only player's forward velocity. Perpendicular read only player's perpendicular sidestep velocity. Invisibility_duration invincibility time remaining. Invisibility_duration invisibility time remaining. Player will become suddenly invisible if this is set higher than the standard invisibility duration, 70 seconds. Items, item type, how many items the player is carrying. Local underscore read only true if this player is a local player. Normally, you shouldn't need this. You'll just make the game go out of sync. Kills slain player, kill count against slain player. Monster read only monster that corresponds to player. Motion underscore sensor underscore active, local player, whether player can view his motion sensor. Currently, this also controls compass visibility. Name read only player's name. Oxygen amount of oxygen player has, max is 10,800. Overlays, and there are 6 overlays, numbered 0 through 5. Clear, turns off overlay. Color right only, text color. Fill underscore icon, color, fills icon with solid color. Icon right only, icon. Text right only, text. Play underscore sound, sound. Pitch, plays sound that only player can hear. If you want all players to hear the sound as if it is coming from this player, use monster play underscore sound instead. Points, how many points player has. Polygon read only, polygon the player is standing on. If this gives you trouble, try monster polygon position X, Y, Z, polygon set player position. Print message, prints message to player's screen. Revive, 20210408 revives player. Player must be totally dead. Team players team, pants color. Teleport, polygon, teleports player to polygon. Teleport underscore to underscore level, level, teleports player to level, of course. All the other players will also go to that level. Teleport read only 202201115 whether player is teleporting. Texture underscore palette displays the texture palette instead of the classic HUD. Highlight local player number of slot to highlight can be nil. Size local player how many slots the palette has. There is a maximum of 256 slots. The texture palette is visible whenever the size is greater than 0. Rows columns may change in the future based on the user's screen layout prefs. Slots and clear makes this slot empty. Collection local player collection of this slot. Texture underscore index, local player, texture index of this slot. Type local player 200900909 texture type of this slot such as wall or sprite. See texture types. Totally underscore dead, read only, 202104008. The player is dead and the death animation has finished. View underscore player, 200800707 switch to another player's view. Viewed underscore player, read only, local player, 202000830. The player currently being viewed by the local player. Weapons active 200800707. When a player's weapons are not active, he does not see weapons in hand and cannot fire. Current read-only weapon the player is currently wielding can be nil. Desired read-only 200909009 weapon the player wants to switch to can be nil. Weapons, weapon type, primary, secondary, rounds, read only, how many rounds are currently loaded into the weapon. Select, attempts to force player to ready weapon. Type, read only, type of this weapon. X, read only, Y, read only, Z, read only. Zoom underscore active, local player, whether player's sniper zoom is active. Polygons number of polygons in the level. Polygons, iterates through all polygons in the level. Polygons, index. Adjacent underscore polygons n returns adjacent polygon n across from line n if one exists or nil. Adjacent underscore polygons iterates through all polygons directly adjacent to this polygon. Area read only the area of this polygon. Ceiling, floor, collection, texture collection. Height, z height. Light, texture light. Texture underscore index, texture bitmap index. Texture underscore x, texture x offset. Texture underscore y, texture y offset. Transfer underscore mode, texture transfer mode. Change underscore height, floor, ceiling, 202104008 changes polygon floor and ceiling heights, if possible. Won't squish monsters. Returns false instead. This is much less optimized than moving a platform. You may need to create sides if you are lowering what used to be a flat floor ceiling. Check underscore collision, x0, y0, z0, owner, x1, y1. Z1. Include objects. Include media. 202104008 returns T, X, Y, Z, polygon, where T is nil, if there was no collision, or the side, polygon floor, polygon ceiling, monster, scenery, or polygon. If the collision is with the surface of the liquid where the line segment collided with the map, or object or media, and X, Y, Z, polygon is the location of the collision, or the endpoint if there was no collision. The owner is a monster or player to ignore, or nil. You could check the type of T with this side. is polygon floor, is polygon ceiling, is monster, is scenery, and is polygon. In order of descending speed, find polygon. Check collision without the objects. Check collision including objects. Colon contains X, Y, Z, whether the point is in this polygon. Dot endpoints N returns endpoint N. Colon endpoints iterates through all of this polygon's endpoints. Colon find underscore polygon x1, y1, x2, y2, 202104008 traverses map from x1, y1 and returns polygon containing x2, y2. Can be nil if there is no direct route between the 2 points, or the destination point is not in any polygon. Ignores floor ceiling height. Colon find underscore line underscore crossed underscore leaving x1, y1, x2, y2, 200800707 returns the polygon line crossed by line segment x1, y1, x2, y2. Can be nil if the line segment doesn't intersect a polygon line. Dot lines N returns polygon line N. Colon lines iterates through all of this polygon's lines. Dot media polygon media liquid. Colon monsters iterates through all monsters in this polygon, including player monsters. Dot permutation raw permutation index of this polygon. Colon play underscore sound plays sound in center of polygon on floor. Colon play underscore sound x, y, z, sound, pitch, plays sound at location. If you want to play sound at an object location, use that object's play sound function instead. Dot sides N returns polygon site and if it exists. Colon sides iterates through all of this polygon sides. Dot type polygon type. Dot visible underscore on underscore auto map 201506119 whether polygon is revealed on local player's auto map. Dot X read only center of polygon. Dot Y read only center of polygon. Dot Z read only shortcut for. Dot floor. Dot height. Projectiles number projectiles maximum number of projectiles. Projectiles iterates through all valid projectiles. Projectiles.new X, Y, Z, polygon, type returns a new projectile. Remember to set the projectile's elevation, facing and owner immediately after you've created it. Projectiles, index delete 2011120 removes projectile from the map. Damage underscore scale amount to scale projectiles normal damage by upon detonating. DZ instantaneous downward velocity. Elevation. Pitch vertical angle. Facing. Yaw direction. Play underscore sound, plays sound coming from this projectile. Position X, Y, Z, polygon sets projectile position. Owner monster that fired projectile, or nil. Polygon read only, polygon the projectile is in. Target guided projectile, or nil. Type read only, type projectile. X read only, Y read only, Z read only, scenery number, scenery maximum number of map objects. Scenery iterates through all valid scenery. Scenery.new X, Y, height, polygon, type returns a new scenery. Scenery index damage, damages scenery. Damage read only whether this scenery has been damaged. Delete removes scenery from the map. Facing direction scenery is facing. Play underscore sound, play sound coming from this scenery. Polygon read only, polygon the scenery is in. Position X, Y, Z, polygon 200900909 sets position of scenery. Solid whether this scenery is solid. Teleporn underscore in 2024071 teleport scenery in. Can fail silently if there are not enough effect slots. Teleporn underscore out 2024071 teleport scenery out. Can fail silently if there are not enough effect slots. Type read only, type of scenery. Visible 2024071 whether this scenery is visible. X read only, Y read only, Z read only, sides number of sides on the level. Sides iterates through all sides on the level. Sides.new polygon line 200800707 creates a new side. Side must not already exist. Sides index ambient underscore delta 202100408 constant offset from calculated line intensity. Control underscore panel nil if the side is not a control panel. Set to true or false to create destroy a control panel 200800707. Can underscore be underscore destroyed 200800707 whether projectiles destroy this switch. Line underscore dependent 200800707 switch can only be activated if light greater than 75%. Only underscore tackled underscore by underscore weapons 200800707 switch can only be tackled by weapons. Permutation of control panel. Repair 200800707 switch is a repair switch. Status 200800707 switch is active. Type 200800707 type of control panel. Uses underscore item read only 2011120 I chip insertion. Primary secondary transparent collection texture collection. Empty weather side is empty. Transparent sides only in earlier versions get. Setting empty to false is a no-op. Set collection and texture index instead. Light texture light. Texture underscore index, texture bitmap index. Texture underscore x, texture x offset. Texture underscore y, texture y offset. Transfer underscore mode, texture transfer mode. Play underscore sound, sound. Pitch, play sound coming from this side. Line, read only, line this side is attached to. Polygon, read only, polygon this side is attached to. Recalculate underscore type 200812113 correct the side type. Forge could generate incorrect side types. Type read only 200800707 type of side. Sound objects number of map objects in the level. Sound objects iterates through all sound objects in the level. Sound objects index from underscore ceiling read only 2011120 whether sound object location Z is from ceiling. Light read only 2011120 if sound object uses the light for volume. The light it uses can be nil if sound object doesn't use light for volume. None underscore platform read only 2011120 whether sound object is a platform sound. Polygon read only 2011120 sound object polygon. Type read only 2011120 type of sound object. Volume read only 2011120 volume of sound object from 0 to 1.0. Can be nil if sound object uses light for volume. X read only 2011120 Y read only 2011120 Z read only 2011120 from floor or ceiling. Tags index.active tag is active. Terminals number of terminal texts in the level. Terminals iterates through all terminal texts on the level. Terminals index types in mnemonics. The string mnemonics listed below could be used for assignment and as arguments to functions. Additionally, Aleph 1's Lua interpreter has been modified so that equality comparisons between user data types and strings are possible. For example, this script would move all players on the blue team to the red team. For PN players, do if p.team equals blue, then p.team equals red, and in this one would damage all major compilers with 10 points of fusion damage. For MN monsters, Do if m.type equals major compiler, then m:damage 10 fusion, and then each type has a read-only .index field, which represents the game's internal index. Greater than equals item types. Pistol.index1. Each type also has a .mnemonic field, which is handy for finding the mnemonic of a given type. Greater than equals monster types. Major compiler. Class. Mnemonic compiler. You can even use the mnemonic field to customize the mnemonics for your scenario. Note that you can only have one string mnemonic per type index. Greater than weapon types. Fist.mnemonic equals puncher. Greater than equals weapon types. Puncher.index 0 greater than equals weapon types. Fist nil. If you do this, you should customize them all at the beginning of the script. Changing mnemonics mid-game will confuse anyone who tries to read your script, and probably yourself as well. Ambient sounds number. Ambient sounds. Mnemonics, water, sewage, lava, goo, underwater, wind, waterfall, siren, fan, SPHT door, SPHT platform, heavy SPHT door, heavy SPHT platform, light machinery, heavy machinery, transformer, sparking transformer, machine binder, machine book press, machine puncher, electric hum, alarm, night wind, fur door, fur platform, alien noise 1, alien noise 2, alien harmonics, collections number, collections, bitmap underscore count, number of bitmaps in collection. Mnemonics, interface, weapons in hand, juggernaut, tick, explosions, hunter, player, items, trooper, fighter, defender, yeti, bob, macbob, enforcer, drone, compiler, water, lava, sewage, tarot, fur, water scenery, lava scenery, sewage scenery, tarot scenery, fur scenery, day, night, moon, space, cyborg, completion states number, completion states, mnemonics, unfinished, finished, failed, control panel classes number, control panel classes, mnemonics, oxygen recharger, single shield recharger, double shield recharger, triple shield recharger, light switch, platform switch, tag switch, pattern buffer, terminal, control panel types number, control panel types, control panel type, active underscore texture underscore index, read only 200800707 bitmap index when control panel is active. Class, read only, class of this control panel type. Collection, read only, 200800707 collection this control panel belongs to. Inactive underscore texture underscore index, read only, 200800707 bitmap index when control panel is inactive destroyed. Damage number, damage types, mnemonics, explosion, staff, projectile, absorbed, flame, claws, alien weapon, Hulk slap, compiler, fusion, hunter, fists, teleporter, defender, yeti claws, yeti projectile, crushing, lava, suffocation, goo, energy drain, oxygen drain, drone, shotgun, difficulty number, difficulty types, mnemonics, kindergarten, easy, normal, major damage, total carnage, effects number, effect types, mnemonics, rocket explosion, rocket contrail, grenade explosion, grenade contrail, bullet ricochet, alien weapon ricochet, flamethrower burst, fighter blood splash, player blood splash, civilian blood splash, assimilated civilian blood splash, enforcer blood splash, compiler bold minor detonation, compiler bold major detonation, compiler bold major contrail, fighter projectile detonation, fighter melee detonation, hunter projectile detonation, hunter spark, minor fusion detonation, major fusion detonation, major fusion contrail, fist detonation, minor defender detonation, major defender detonation, defender spark, trooper blood splash, water lamp breaking, lava lamp breaking, sewage lamp breaking, alien lamp breaking, metallic clay, teleport object in, teleport object out, small water splash, medium water splash, large water splash, large water emergence, small lava splash, medium lava splash, large lava splash, large lava emergence, small sewage splash, medium sewage splash, large sewage splash, large sewage emergence, small goo splash, medium goo splash, large goo splash, large goo emergence, minor hammer projectile detonation, major hammer projectile detonation, durable hammer projectile detonation, hammer spark, cyborg projectile detonation, cyborg blood splash, minor fusion dispersal, major fusion dispersal, overloaded fusion dispersal, sewage yeti blood splash, sewage yeti projectile detonation, water yeti blood splash, lava yeti blood splash, lava yeti projectile detonation, yeti melee detonation, juggernaut spark, juggernaut missile contrail, small Taro splash, medium Taro splash, large Taro splash, large Taro emergence, civilian fusion blood splash, assimilated civilian fusion blood splash, ephemera quality number, ephemera qualities, mnemonics, off, low, medium, high, ultra, faders number, fade types, mnemonics, start cinematic fade in, long cinematic fade out, and cinematic fade out, red, big red, bonus, bright, long bright, yellow, big yellow, purple, cyan, white, big white, orange, long orange, green, long green, static, negative, big negative, flicker negative, dodge purple, burn cyan, dodge yellow, burn green, tint blue, tint orange, tint gross, tint arrow, fog modes number, fog modes, mnemonics, linear, exp2, game types number, game types, mnemonics, kill monsters, cooperative play, capture the flag, king of the hill, kill the man with the ball, defense, rugby, tag, net script, item kinds number, item kinds, mnemonics, weapon, ammunition, power up, item, weapon power up, ball, item types number, item type, item type, dot initial underscore count, 20111201. How many items of this type are placed in the level during initial placement? Dot kind read only 202104008 kind of item this is. Dot maximum underscore count 2011120 maximum number of this type of item in the level and in player inventories. Dot maximum underscore inventory 202104008 maximum number of this type of item players could carry.